Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're turning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So I'm being told to pull some cards here, so we're going to. I'll get a gander at this one here in a second. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. So I'm going to start with this card here. Okay, oof. Wow, that is a big energy. Okay, I saw there's some big energies here. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so whoever this message is for, it seems like we're engaging in something that's extremely overwhelming. This overwhelm is almost like an initiation process that's taking place. For some of you, this may be, for example, initiation into working with a particular deity, especially if it's a darker energy, like one of the dark goddesses, for example. And some of you, this might be dragons, working with dragons. For others of you, this is like working with a primordial chaos. Some of you, it's a little closer to home. It's a little bit more 3D. It's like working with your ancestral, like karma, or it may be, turning around and facing an addiction that has kind of followed your family line for a little while. There's something here that feels overwhelming, and it doesn't feel like it just belongs to the individual. It doesn't feel like it's something that is just isolated to the individual. It's like it's here with me, but it also extends back further, and this is what makes it so overwhelming. I'm seeing something here that looks at once. It looks like one of the BC Rich guitars here, but it also looks like a butterfly. And so it means that there's something about the sound or the vibration of the thing that is beginning to change. So as someone is working with it, they may notice that there's something that's starting to change inside of the experience of the thing, or their ideas of the thing. And it can be changing to be very scary. It could be changing to be a lot more docile. It just depends on where it is you are inside this journey and what it is that you're working with. The presence of these two circular things are making me think of eyes. It's almost like when I look into the darkness looks into me as well. So there may be certain things that are starting to emerge from deep inside your emotional spaces now that maybe they're a little uncomfortable. Because one of the things I'm seeing over here opposite this set is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is where something becomes extremely burdensome, and it's quite possibly some sort of emotions that we've carried around with us for a very long time, quite possibly from childhood, maybe even past lives, with the Six of Cups. Now, what's happening, and the reason why it's coming up now, is because of that transformation, things are changing on a massive level, like big level. And those big levels usually are not in the 3D where we can see them. They're usually deep down inside, right, in our subconscious spaces. There may be some conflict that we're experiencing with that because we don't like how it feels, or it just feels really uncomfortable. This message is basically saying, make sure you have somebody that you're working with. If it is too uncomfortable, definitely I always recommend working with a professional. Just for personal responsibility and safety reasons, right? But this is the kind of energy that I see when it's like things are ready to shift, things are ready to move and change and heal for somebody. Again, you can have the same experience if you're working with those, for example, dark feminine energies, like especially dark goddess energy. If you're working with the darker god energy, or maybe you're exploring left-hand path or something like that, these energies can come out as well. When you really tap into those currents, it becomes very psycho-spiritual, and it becomes very healing. The healing doesn't always manifest the way that we think of healing. We think of healing in terms of like a positive release, and sometimes it happens through a negative release. So just be aware of that. There's definitely this element of a volatile nature that's coming through, especially with this Ace of Wands showing up on the very bottom over the King of Swords. Okay, so this speaks to me about volatile passions right now. Some of you, there may even be like moments where you're not experiencing your own empathy, or you feel kind of dissociated from that empathetic state that you may normally carry around. just because the energy is so strong. And it's definitely, again, there's a sense of overwhelm. As I'm stepping through the gates of this XYZ, whatever it is, right? As I'm stepping through the gates of this thing, the darkness that has trailed me is coming to the surface. And it's not because the darkness is evil or anything like that. It's because it's what's been in control behind the scenes here with the Emperor. And this is where we're starting to allow those things to vent and have space and to be seen so that they can be healed. This is about bringing light into those darker spaces, or bringing dark into the lighter spaces, which sometimes that is the path. So you have to decide what's happening for you in your own alchemical process. Like, what exactly is taking place to bring about totality and balance? Because being all light isn't balanced, being all dark isn't balanced. There's a balance here that's trying to take place, and it's required for you to engage with this energy. Whether this is, for example, familial karma that needs to be cleared, or, you know, if you are dealing with that as in terms of like an energy that's external to you, that just is like floating around from your ancestry, or if you're dealing with it in terms of being within you in your DNA. Maybe it's you know, within you inside your mindset and the way that you approach the world. Maybe you are dealing with, again, some sort of energy or entity that seems very overwhelming. These are all aspects of our psycho-spiritual universe that are trying to integrate into you in your current moment, which is why you've chosen to work with it. There's this I'm going to tell you how you know who this message is for. I'm going to throw out some symbols, because some symbols are being given to me. And I'm being told very specifically that the symbols for this one have to resonate, okay? So I'm seeing something about a brass candle holder that has an ivory candle. The ivory candle hasn't been lit. It's an unlit candle. I'm seeing somebody right now that is driving. I feel like the direction that they're driving is they're driving west. They're not driving west for any particular reason. It's almost like I'm just driving this way, and I'm just deciding to drive this way. There is something about cayenne pepper inside of a bottle, and the cayenne pepper inside the bottle has some sort of use that is being intended for this evening that is not cooking, okay? And then I'm seeing somebody that has just purchased, like, it's a little package. I feel like inside the package is either a deck or a book, and it came from a particular gift shop that is very close to someone's residence. I'm also seeing something about a brown dog that recently had, like, its front, I can't tell if it's right or left, so but it had something going on with its front right paw, and you're taking care of it. It's like a brown, shaggy, curly furred dog that someone is taking care of. I'm also seeing a locket that has a key inside of it. I've never seen that, but yeah, a locket with a key that's inside of it. And then someone who has just been gifted a new journal, and it's covered in like cellophane that they're unwrapping, okay? All right, so those are the symbols. Are very specific. So wow, yeah, this is a very big energy. So I'm going to tell you, like, sometimes when I'm a reader and I get these energies, and just because of the massive shifts that I'm feeling as I'm trying to do the energy, it's almost like I can feel how a person goes through these things, how they may not even be aware that these changes are happening until like a year later. And this feels like one of those energies, only in that we tend to overlook the subtle things that are happening with us because we're looking for like the Hollywood special effects. You know, we're looking for like the blatant things. Pay attention to things that are subtle. As you enter into whatever work it is that you're doing with this energy, pay attention to the subtle, because that's where your answers are going to come. That's where basically the hints at how to better assimilate are going to happen. I have ringing happening in my left ear, and then it stopped as soon as I said it, so that's not something that's a sign for me. So for someone who has ringing in the left ear, there may be something there in terms of a communication that that is meant to alert you to, like, hey, if you normally have that one, like maybe Great Aunt Sally is trying to communicate with you, then maybe she's trying to communicate right now. When we have this Wheel of Fortune, the other thing that's happening here is that we're coming up to a higher perspective, because it always makes me think of like in dreams, a lot of people will see the Wheel of Fortune as a Ferris wheel, and you know, when you're at the top of the Ferris wheel you can see everything, and then it goes back down, and that's kind of what's happening here. It's like we're getting these higher perspectives on things that are deep inside of our subconscious or held deeply, and then we're going back down into the mire. And you may feel that way, like you're on a little bit of a roller coaster in this energy, and it may be putting you in this energy here where it's a little bit of a struggle. With the Five of Cups, I do want to say that there's some sort of disappointment or lack that this energy is really trying to clear out. I'm seeing this itself as the Wheel of Fortune. It's like as we come up, we like have this release with the Queen of Cups. We, you know, may feel very fondly about something or about this work, feel good about it. Maybe even for some of you, if there's like, for example, drinking issues, you may splurge a little bit in this moment. And we come up and then it's like we're on the top of the world with the Emperor card. It's like, oh yeah, I remember what I'm doing. I remember exactly what I'm doing here. And then it comes back down. It's like the past struggle, and then this disappointment in self, and then this anger and volatility, and then the conflict, and then the change again. So someone here, it's like this is the wheel that we're on, and it's because it's an initiation process. Every time you go through this wheel, it's like you learn another skill, you learn another skill, you learn another skill. If this wheel is something that is physically detrimental to you or detrimental to your health, again, I definitely advise that you seek like a professional to work with through this. But whatever this is, it's like this is a very interesting energy, because it's saying that while there is a pattern and we feel a little stuck, there's actually change that's happening. It's just subtle change. So don't give up. You know, as overwhelming as this feels, don't give up. Let's see. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles, the work of the journey. So the work of the journey. For some of you, the advice that's coming through on this is to keep doing what you're doing, but find a new way. So again, that might be working with somebody, especially if you're dealing with addiction, right? You might be working with someone, working with a support group. If you're somebody who's working through like really deep traumas, this would be working with a mental health professional. For some of you, this is just to tackle things slightly differently. Maybe this big energy is a family history of like let's take a family history of obesity. Maybe you're not used to going to a gym. Maybe joining one would help you, or like actually getting like a nutritionist or something. If you're somebody who's working with like a darker deity, maybe, you know, asking around and trying to connect with people who also work with that deity might help you. It might give you some input. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing that whatever it is, it's like this speaks to a lot of different people. It's not about any one particular thing. It's just that people that are in an initiation experience or in a battle, a conflict with a very large, overwhelming energy, this is kind of saying like, you know, you're going through the wheel, and don't give up. It's just add something new to it to help support you. So whoever's message this is, I'm going to leave this here. If this resonates with you, hit that like button, and until next time.